Mic check, mic check, mic check. Let me check the stream. The button act like it don't want to work. Oh, just wait. Oh, fuck the button. Mic check. We're going to see in the stream. Mic check, mic check, mic check. Let me check the stream. The button act like it don't want to work. We look good. New Richmond Podcast. Back again. This time on a Sunday. This is our second attempt. Let's go ahead and get right into it, man. You want to go ahead and introduce yourself, man.
What's good, New Richmond? Once again, my name is One.
My name is One.
Hip hop artist from RVA.
Right. Let me. I'm looking now. Let me get this. Yeah. There we go. That's better. All right. Yeah, man. We had to come back again for the second day because we was having audio troubles yesterday, and there's really no explanation for it. I don't know what happened. I just shut the shit down, let it rest for the whole night, and I just turned it back on. I let it run with one mic just for a little bit, for like 2 hours, and it started working. So then I put the other mic in, and it was working. So
okay.
I don't know what happened, but I'm glad we got it together. Glad we can finally sit down. Believe it or not, this is our second interview, second time sitting across from you. But the first one, I can't finish it because the computer, blah 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 shit. So glad to have you in for another one. What's happening with you, bro?
Glad to be here. What's happening with me? Just pushing this new project, the One, and doing some traveling.
Yeah.
And trying to make sure that people really understand who I am as an artist versus the misconception of what I said in my song. We talked about it. One particular lyrics.
Right.
Some of my particular lyrics was, when you see me in your city, put down your guns. And I guess some people took it as me saying it, like, get away with your guns. But I never said that.
Yeah, I was like, bro, I ain't putting down no fucking gun. What you talking about, nigga? Hell no, we ain't putting down no guns.
No, that's not what I'm saying at all. I believe that you should have the right to defend yourself by any means.
I'm going to adjust your mic. Keep talking up.
By any means, and I don't think that guns kill people at all. I've never seen a gun just jump up and start shooting people. I think that people should take a little bit more responsibility in their actions.
Mm-hmm.
And guns are used to protect and defend.
Right.
In my book. So no, I'm not saying at all get rid of your guns or anything like that. So
yeah, so tell us so tell us exactly which track it is that you're talking about, that you said that, and how did that misconception even come about?
I think the misconception comes from what people assume that they know what you're trying to say. Mm-hmm. And clearly I say, when you see me in your city, put down your guns. I'm riding through showing love, y'all, because I'm the one. I'm not coming to anybody's city, town to beef with them. I'm coming to spread what I call life music. I want to see people prosper.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see the hip hop community do better, especially men in our treatment towards women. So that's what I'm an advocate of. And you don't need a gun for me. So if you see me in your city, put down your guns. And let's have a good time. Come on, let's have a good time.
You know what's funny? Because I might have even misunderstood that a little bit. Because I remember when you were telling me about the video, and you was like, you wanted me to be in there, like, putting a gun down or something. And I was like, I don't know if I really, like, I get it. Like, we ain't out here just shooting people. Like, don't do that.
Right.
But maybe I didn't really understand the image that you was trying to get across either. And I never understood it until, like, you just gave me this clarity right here.
In the hip hop community, first of all, hip hop is a universal language, and it has reached countries where the English language is not even spoken. So hip hop has a powerful impact on the world, but some of the negative images that come from hip hop and guns and violence and so forth, I'm clearly just offering a glass of water, so to speak.
Right.
My music it's life music. It's a glass of water. It's not mixed with Cristal or beer or anything. It's just water, and I think it's something that everybody needs.
Right.
So that's what I'm offering, and I'm I'm gonna buy some more guns eventually. I'm trying to catch up with you. So.
Yeah. We could talk guns too. we could definitely talk guns. You know, that's kind of my thing right now.
Yes, indeed.
I want you to tell me about so we got the introduction to you. You do music. I want you to kind of like take a step back and let me know where it is that you started with your interest in music or your love in music. Do you feel like you have a love for music? Like, why do you do music? I asked you like 3 questions, but
yeah, that's cool.
I'm trying to get you on that.
I love music. I love hip hop, and as I was saying earlier, the effect that hip hop has on the world. Like, it's hard to become the president of the United States without the influence of hip hop.
Really?
And yeah, there used to be a time when the only brothers and sisters that could talk to a president was a politician. Now the presidents have to go to podcasts such as yours, such as the Breakfast Club.
Right.
They have to connect with the hip hop community. So I think that the influence of hip hop is so great that I had to get involved because, like, I'm a big Michael Jackson fan, and it's hard to get into a confrontation when you're listening to Michael Jackson.
Word.
You just want to dance and enjoy the music. Like, one of my favorite songs is "Do You Remember the Time?" And
I was just talking about that song the other day, bruh, because that video used to come on BET. I was talking with my girl about it. Like, that's when they had Eddie Murphy in there.
Oh man,
that might have been the first Michael Jackson song that I heard, and I saw the video for
Eddie Murphy, Magic Johnson. They had so many of our great entertainers, noticeable entertainers at that time in that video, and it was all us. And when you have music like that, this family friendly, family oriented, I mean, it's good things come from that. So I want to put out good music and clean music. And I don't knock anybody else's music, their style, because I do understand, like, I think that some people give hip hop a bad rep. They want to ban certain artists because of the impact that it has on children. But I think that instead of banning the artists, I think that parents should take more responsibility in how they raise their children. Because if you are a parent, then you should be able to dictate what your children are listening to. Yeah, my daughter, shout out to my daughter, Imani Simone. She does have a YouTube channel, The Imani Simone Show.
Y'all go check that out, The Imani Simone Show.
Yeah, and my daughter, if she's listening to any of these artists, it's my fault. It's her mom's fault. It's not the artist's fault. It's what we put in front of our children. So I'm not an advocate on you need to shut certain rappers down because of what they say. Now, I do feel that rappers should take in consideration the power that we have, because most of the rappers I talk to that are street cats, the reason why they're sticking their middle finger up at everybody and creating this style of music, because they felt like, and this is just my opinion, some of them felt like they were in a very dark place and nobody came for them. Like, you hear rappers, I got it out of the mud, and they saw people who could help them. But instead of helping somebody, those same people were, and it's still this way, what's in it for me? Everybody has that what's in it for me mentality. So when you deal with a rapper and he has that forget the world, middle finger up to everybody, it's just me and my crew, it's based upon how they were treated coming up. And it's a lot of anger and frustration in hip hop right now, in the lyrics. And if you say the wrong thing, that you might can lose your life. And that's not what music was really designed for. I mean, they had war music and stuff like that, but why is it now in hip hop, if you say the wrong thing on social media, then you might have to see somebody and lose your life and put mothers through pain, put families through pain? Because one of the worst things you can do as a parent is bury your child because of some he say, she say.
Yeah, so you spoke, you went into length about, you know, the culture or the climate of hip hop music nowadays, and that speaks a lot to your your style. Your style is not like anything that I listen to. It's not like anything that I know of. What would you name your style if you had to name it?
Life music.
Life music. You did say that.
Life music.
Who is it for? Who's life music for?
It's for everyone who wants to live and those who are considering that this world is too much for them. And music does alter your mood sometimes. You know, when your lady's coming on over and you want to kind of set the environment, you throw
you
something
put on that
smooth and
nice.
laid back.
She's a very freaky girl.
Oh, that's what
Get
you
it
do.
from
Okay, okay, yeah. Or you can throw on my joint, Chivalry Ain't Dead. You
Chivalry
can
Ain't
throw that on.
Dead.
So, but I get it. Like, music does have a profound effect on how people think. And a lot of us are making theme music to harm our own people. And
that's true.
And I think that we really need to understand that.
That should be sounding sweet though.
The beats.
Do you like some of it that's out?
Like name a rapper in particular that you like.
I'm being ridiculous, but at the same time, that's the type of shit that I listen to. But so name somebody that I like. I guess that you would know. Let's just go with Chief Keef, right?
Chief Keef.
Right.
I don't really know of a Chief Keef song.
You lying?
I've heard of him. I don't. I'm so serious.
That's hilarious.
Who's out now in headlines?
I don't listen to a lot of the mainstream that's out now. I don't listen to a lot of that. Like the Baby, and
the Baby has skills.
He do got skills.
He has skills. The Baby, the other Baby, I know it's
Lil Baby.
Lil Baby. They have skills. They're very creative, and a lot of rappers are extremely talented and creative in their gifts. So I don't knock them at all, and I understand because most of them, if you listen to them, they want to make things happen for their inner circle. And the biggest room in a house is the room for improvement. We all can improve on certain things, myself included. And I just personally want to put out the type of music that's family oriented, that the entire family can get together, listen to, and enjoy themselves.
Okay.
So that's the direction I'm going in.
That's interesting. Do you feel like it's hard to make that type of music?
No, it's not hard to make the type of music, but getting the recognition is extremely challenging. And I haven't figured that puzzle out yet. Because even in my hometown, I know almost every radio personality, and if I see them, they show me love in person.
Ooh,
and I have friends that are in the music industry from Richmond. They show me love in person.
Right.
But they won't share my video. But if you look at their Instagram or their Facebook, they're sharing people they don't even know.
Right.
And they're sharing ignorant stuff.
Right.
And I have asked them, yo, man, can you share my video?
Right.
Can you share my Spotify? Yeah, man,
right.
I do it. And they don't do it. It's their choice, but those same people before they made it, I've shared their stuff. And Facebook doesn't lie. You can look at my Facebook page and you can see that I've shared a lot of people's stuff. If I like it,
I gotta give you that. Like you're really good at fucking on the ground street team promotion. Like you talk to more people than I've ever seen anybody do in my whole life. I don't even know how you're that comfortable just talking to people like that.
I'm extremely comfortable in my own skin. Like, I like being me. Now, the biggest room in the house, like I said, is the room for improvement. But I believe in me. I believe in my music. I believe in my mission. So that makes it easier. And I'm not pretending to be anybody else. So when you know exactly who you are and the direction you want to go in, it makes it easier to just walk your life. So that's why I'm comfortable just approaching people about my stuff. And I got an excellent management team as well. I have one in particular, Miss Pam. Miss Pam will go up to anybody and, hey, this is one. He's an artist. Oh, my God, Miss Pam. But she strongly believes in me. Anika Bristol, my casting director, shout out to Nika's Closet. Nia, who is one of the newest members of my team, and she is a go-getter.
Mm-hmm.
And they believe in me as well. And Tandalin, oh my God. Tandalin would get up in a whole room and, may I have your attention, please? We have an artist here that you need to pay attention to. And it's funny because the majority of the members of my management team are women.
Mm-hmm.
They're lioness. And that's one of the things I wanted. And it wasn't by design. Of course, Rick Pilgrim is my main manager, but it wasn't by design to have sisters that's a part of my management team. But I do want to empower sisters in the hip-hop entertainment industry. I do want to see brothers accept the responsibility of treating women right and speaking to them right. And as men, we have to cut out all the excuses of the mistreatment of women in hip-hop and entertainment. Mm-hmm. It's long overdue. And we talked about this the other day, and it's just like, it's not proper to confront a heavyset person and say, hey, fat person, come here. You know, you would never go up to your mom or have a conversation and tell somebody your mom is a good B. My mom a good hoe, you know what I'm saying?
B, you mean like bitch?
Yeah.
No, fuck with you.
But you know, you know who says that? You
Right.
know? And of course, I push when I speak to sisters, I refer to them as kings. I refer to my brothers as kings. Not all of us are kings and queens though. But that's the direction I go in when I'm addressing my peers, my friends, or whatever the case may be. Because
that's true. That's true. I ain't mean to cut you off, but I knew you for a while, and I'm just a nigga that nigga roll off my tongue like it's nothing. But you be like, yo, hey man, don't call me nigga, man. Like, don't call me nigga. And I'm like, all right. And then sometimes I catch myself like doing it, and you every time you be like, yo, don't call me nigga, bro. Like, call me something else. And it's like, so where did that develop from? Like, why don't you say nigga? And why you don't want nobody calling you nigga?
Well, there's no such thing as a good nigga, and we can justify it all we want. And some of the people who use that word, they get upset when other people call us that.
Right.
And they're ready to fight and take people off the planet.
But I know a few good niggas though.
I don't know any.
Like KEON, that's a good nigga, bro. You know that nigga that was no.
I mean, he might be.
I'm fucking with you, bro.
In my opinion, he's a good brother and
a good nigga. I'm joking. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
But in my opinion, you know, I would refer to him as a good brother or something like that. I don't call brothers niggas unless the shoe fit, but I try my best not to result. I'm not going to use that word if I don't have to. Right. I don't call women bees or hoes under any circumstances.
Right.
Now, there are some out here.
Right.
But it's just not proper to approaching women and disrespect her like that. And
you're right.
I don't tolerate it. If you disrespect any of the sisters in my circle, then we're going to have a problem. And it's just hands down.
Mm-hmm.
And there is no more excuses for brothers. We have to not only protect, but we have to defend our women as well.
Mm-hmm.
And the negative influences of men, especially brothers in hip hop, is really causing some serious mental health issues in our community, and we don't even know it. And how we treat our women. Our women go through a lot of pain and discomfort from our own hands and our own mouths.
Mm-hmm.
They should feel protected and celebrated around us. So we have to, and it's not anybody else's responsibility, we have to, as men, get together and decide, you know what, we're going to do better by our women and our own people, first and foremost. And I'm a strong advocate of it.
So what does that mean? Like, well, how does that happen? How do you do that?
The first thing that we have to do is acquire knowledge of self. We have to understand that we're not niggas. somebody made some niggas out of us. And once we understand that, and we had that conversation about Joe Rogan using the N-word.
We could bring that back up too.
I remember I was working at the Olive Garden, and I shared this with you. This white guy called me a nigga, and everybody expected me to take his head off. It didn't bother me. It bothers me more when my own people do it.
Mm-hmm.
But I understand why. And one of the things we have to do, we have to self-educate ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
We have to look beyond slavery. Our history didn't start with us being enslaved. We have to change some of the things that was forced upon us. Like they say white supremacy. I don't believe in white supremacy. I believe in white arrogance. I don't think that they're a superior race at all.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't use that type of language. But when it comes to all of that, it is completely up to us to change how we address each other, how we see each other, how we communicate with each other.
Right.
And we have to put it in our heads, you know what? I want to be better. I want to be a better person. And accountability it's hard for people to look in the mirror sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
If you talk to the average person, if you look at them, they really, and you listen to them, people are really searching for self-identity. A lot of us, and I made a joke about it. It's part of my next project. When we talk about our hair, I love my nappy hair, but somebody made nappy hair something to be ashamed of.
All right.
And some people and some sisters, not all, they don't like their hair, so they wear other people's hair.
Mm-hmm.
They don't like their eyelashes, not all of them, so they wear other people's eyelashes. And some of them don't recognize their own beauty, because everybody wants to be a sister that's not a sister that's a woman. Everybody wants to be a brother that's not a brother. The way we move, the way we talk. Can you imagine the NBA or NFL with no brothers?
Hell no.
Can you imagine fashion without us? So why is it that we have such a problem identifying the greatness that's within us?
I was watching something the other day, and it gave me an answer to that question, but I'm gonna think on it a little more and try to bring it back up. But I'm gonna circle back to the main point we started off with, Joe Rogan using the N-word. I want you to address that directly. Like, you seeing that, how did that make you feel in that situation?
It didn't bother me at all. And one of the reasons why it didn't bother me is because it's his language. They made up that word. So I can't be drawn off sides behind it. And for the most part, when we stop identifying ourselves as the N-word, then maybe, possibly, somebody outside of us dropping that word may bother me. But I don't care what Joe Rogan says out of his mouth.
Yeah, like, even me, like, it don't, like you said, it's never a trigger point for me where if somebody said, I'm going to just, snap into action and start beating somebody's ass.
Right.
Like I understand in a certain situations, I don't like it when it comes from anybody who's not black, right? But what I don't like about that situation is he was saying it as if it was a quote from somebody else. He's quoting somebody else who's saying it as if that makes it okay. Like, you're a 50-year-old man, 60-year-old man. Mm-hmm. You know that it doesn't matter what context you put it in. It's not, people don't really care about the context. It's the fact that you saying it. Like, I don't care if you quoting it or you calling somebody a nigga. It's the same shit. So just, I didn't like the fact that he was pretending, and I'm saying pretending, maybe he really didn't know, but I didn't like the fact that he was pretending that he didn't understand that he can't say it as a quote either. And then, did you see that meme when he was like, why white people can't say nigga, we made it. Yo, that was the dumbest shit I seen, bro.
Well, as far as him, like I said, him using the word, like, I don't care.
Right.
I'm not advocating that his show be shut down or whatever the case may be.
Yeah, I don't know. And this fucked up because I watch this show a lot, and like before this came out, like years ago, I was watching something like live, and he said it, and it kind of caught me off guard. I was like, what? I almost didn't want to watch his show no more. Like I understood what was happening, but it was like, damn, why would he do that? Like, why would you say that?
I have a older homeboy named Dennis, and if you call him boy, he'll be ready to take your head off.
Yeah, that's another one.
And so it's like we have to understand as younger brothers and sisters coming up, that word is associated with so much pain from those that are our grandparents, and we use it, like you said, it just rolls off of our tongue. And when somebody outside of us says it, we're ready to shut them down and do all these types of things. But if we don't have enough respect for ourselves to see how offensive that word is to some of our grandparents who took some sticks across the head and they marched and got hit with water hoses and all that just so we can share the same toilet with certain people. If we don't understand how offensive that word is, then why is it that we get mad when other people use it? We got to clean ourselves up. And it's a no-brainer.
But what do you say to the people that say, no, when I'm saying nigga, like I'm saying like my friend, like a person, like I'm using it like that.
Well, just say my friend then.
But niggas sound better.
Niggas sounds better until somebody you feel shouldn't be saying it says it.
Right.
And then the next thing you know,
dropping some knowledge here. I ain't will.
Just that word, like I said, it's associated with a lot of pain.
Right.
And I say it in one of my songs, niggas, bitches, hoes, and fools are what we've been made, and who made it cool for us to walk around high. How can we progress when brothers nowadays can't pass a piss test? And it's really painful when you think about it, when you come into knowledge yourself and you think about, do we really see each other as a bunch of niggas? Do we really see our women as bitches and hoes? It's just not cool. You go out and yo, who is that B over there? Yo, I went to a club, like it was some, it's not cool at all. And we try to justify it and say, no, when I say that, it's just, I mean it this way. Well, say what you mean. Because if it's cool, you shouldn't get upset when somebody else says it. And that's just my opinion.
So like the way that you're talking right now, well, number one, I don't know if your content you make is for like the younger generation, like 20 and under, but who do you think is talking to the younger generation right now, telling them, that type of information?
The younger generation, I think that most people make music for their peers, the people in their circle. And most rappers, they're talking about their experiences, what they have gone through in life. Now, there's some out here because I met a rapper from Richmond and he was talking about popping perks and all that. And I said, you pop perks, man? He said, no. I said, but you talking about it in your song. And he was like, man, are you crazy? I don't use perks. I said, but you said in your song, I'm popping perks. He said, man, that's what my friends do. He said, hell no, I don't pop no perks. I said, but you perpetrating. He said, man, one, I'm going to say whatever I need to say to get my mom out of the situation that she's in. That was his mindset. And then he comes from a nice house, so he wants to put his mom in a better situation. I don't have a problem with that. But most rappers are just directing their music towards their peers. They're not thinking about the younger generation, even the ones that are parents. Program directors, though, they have children, and they can't even play their own station with their children in the car. But they shy away from promoting a conscious rap. It doesn't have to be me. When I say conscious, I mean we all are conscious, but it's just a certain style, certain genre. And they're okay with that. But I don't see a lot. There are some. I don't see a lot of rappers making music for a younger generation. I don't. They just make it for their peers, and that's natural.
Okay. Yeah, we kind of got deep right off the buck. Pause, but I want to kind of circle back to. We're gonna keep it on your content. You got a new project, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is it coming? Is it out?
It's out.
It's out.
Yeah.
So tell me about what went into making that project. What went into making it, and what did you want it to be when you put it out?
The funny story about me creating the song, and I'm gonna try to be swiftly as possible about this. I wanted to work with Rio from Richmond. He's a producer, and I liked his stuff. He's a Grammy Award-winning producer, and somebody knew Rio, and I was like, "Yo, can you introduce me?" And they gave me the song and dance. With no, Rio doesn't want to work with you. This, that, the third. So my cousin Jay, shout out to Jay. People don't know Jay in our family. He's a ghostwriter, and I saw something about him and Rio. They were working with Jill Scott, and I hit Jay up. You working with Rio? He was like, "Yeah." I said, "Man, I've been wanting to work with him for a while." And Jay said, "Oh, really?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "Say no more." He made a phone call 2 days later. Rick and I are sitting in front of Rio, and Rio said, "Okay." He said he liked the direction I was going in as far as my music, and he was one of the most down-to-earth brothers when we met. And then once we decided to do the song, I came in the studio, and he said, "Bro, you ain't doing no long story, dog." He said, "No story." He said, "I want you to do a song about you because people don't know who you are, and people need to know who is One. How did you get that name?" And so that's how the first people to call me One, they called me Son. That's how that came about. And so I started spitting my verse, and somewhere in my verse I said, "I'm a lion." He said, "Stop, you ain't no lion, man. You ain't no lion." And I'm like, who does he think he talking to?
Yo.
And he just was like, "No, you need to write a song about you, but you're not a lion. Nobody knows who you are in the industry. You got a following, a small following, but you need to get to the next level." So
he said, "You not no lion."
Man, I was 227 when I went in the studio with Rio.
Yo, you dumb.
I had 3 sessions with him. Man, I when we finished the song, I lost about 10 pounds. I was stressing, and I was calling Jay at 3, 4 in the morning. "Yo, man, what is up with Rio?" And Jay was like, "Man, he just wants to bring out the best in you." It was the most uncomfortable situation in the studio because I struggle in the studio that I was put in. But he was challenging me, putting me in uncomfortable situations. And then one day, he just said to me, "Are you all right?" I said, "Yeah, I'm all right." He said, "Look, man, either you can make the song or you can go home. Either way is fine with me." So I called Jay. "Yo, did you know he said this to me?" He said, "Yeah, he wants you to make the song. You have a choice. One, you an artist, make the song." He said, "Just go in the studio and make the song." So Show is on the hook, my nephew. Shout out to Show, dope. Show is ridiculously talented. So Show came in the studio. It was a choice between my singer Wes and Show, and Rio picked Show because of his tone and that natural VA sound. My next song is with Wes. Wes is on the hook, but so Show went in, and I was messing up, and Show spit my verse and say it this way and that way, and it was just like Real, like, "Yo, your nephew killing you in here." So I'm like, call Jay again at like 3 in the morning. And Jay is just like, "Man, just do the song." And so that experience made me a better studio artist because I had all this stuff in my head, how it was supposed to go. And all I had to do was get in front of the mic and be me. So that's how the song came about.
Was that his whole point in telling you like you're not a lion and this and that, just trying to tell you to just be whoever you are?
Well, Rio, first of all, he's been there and done that. He's a Grammy Award-winning producer. He felt as if I was holding back and I was incorporating other people instead of putting myself in front of the world. Because like my other 2 videos, Chivalry Ain't Dead, it's about how my perception of how you should date. It's really not about me. Keep Your Head Up is not about me. So Rio wanted me to do a song about me.
That's a good point. All of them shits ain't none of that shit about you.
Right.
That's crazy. I never even thought about that.
Well, the type of person I am, I'm willing to help as many people as possible.
Right.
But I'm learning that's not beneficial to me, because a lot of people are there for what's in it for me.
Mm-hmm.
They're not interested in helping me get to the next level. Some of the people that's even in my video, they're there just for them. What can they get out of it?
Mm-hmm.
They're opportunists. So people like you, people like myself, who provide platforms and opportunities for other people, we can't expect people to be us.
Mm-hmm.
It's not reciprocal. And nowadays, it's cool to be a user. It's cool to, let me see what this person has and take from this person and not give back. It's to the point where people don't even say thank you anymore. They just try to get around you and utilize some of your contacts, some of your connections for their benefit at all. And they completely forget about you. So Rio wanted me to make it about me, and the song is about me and some of the obstacles that I overcame, and I'm still overcoming certain obstacles that were placed in front of me, because it shouldn't be, you shouldn't have to really work hard in the music industry if you have true friends. So one thing I learned from this song, and I'm so glad Rio pushed me to this point, that everybody that you consider to be your friend, and my manager says it all the time, certain people are acquaintances. There's a big difference between friends, acquaintances, and people you just know.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people will pose as your friend because they want something from you, but they're not your friend. They're just somebody that you're acquainted with. So the one, I think everybody can put themselves in my shoes in the song, and they can say, you know what, I go through this too. I go through this too. And it's my belief that this will be a '1 song. I don't believe that anybody can stop me, along with my management team
Mm-hmm.
and the people I surround myself with.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm going hard to push it. And if I have to push it by myself, that's what I would do. But I got lioness around me. So that's the direction I'm going in with the song and how it was created.
Right. Okay. Great in-depth explanation. Do you have, and I've never, if you do, I haven't seen it, like any full-length projects out on streaming platforms? Like,
The one is out. Keep Your Head Up.
no, I'm talking like an album or a mixtape, whatever,
No.
of like 8 tracks, 12 tracks, something
No.
like that. Do you plan on making anything like that?
Yes.
When?
I'm working
Really?
on it.
Okay.
I'm working on it.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah,
And
because I
see-
think, you know what? I don't mean to cut you off. That will give, because everything that I've heard from you is just like a song and a song and a song and a song. It's great. If you can put a collection of tracks together in a project, that'll give, now, if when people can listen to something like a full production from you, they'll get an understanding of what it is that you're trying to do and who you are as a person, as an artist.
I agree.
So you're working on that right now?
I'm working on it right now.
Okay. That's what's up.
I'm working on it.
One thing I
As
can
we
say about
speak.
your music, dog, your shit always sounds like fucking like the best producers in the world is making this shit sound good. Like, I don't know who you be working with. I don't know where you go, but your shit sounds good.
All right.
The production sounds good.
John Vaness produced Keep Your Head Up, and that's my lead guitar player. And all
Okay,
that.
yeah, you
And
mentioned him
that's
before.
my brother.
You mentioned him before.
He's a good brother. White dude with
Shout
a
out
bald
John.
head on the
Yeah.
guitar. Shout out to John Vaness. He produced Keep Your Head Up. And it was mastered by KP. Oh, man, I can't think. Well, to find KP, what's KP's? Oh, man, I can't believe I'm forgetting this. But KP, he does a lot of work for 50 Cent.
Okay.
And when he first heard my stuff, he was like, man, I get tired of getting shot every time I'm in the studio. He said,
Yo.
this is refreshing. He said, send me all of your projects.
Really?
So he makes sure my stuff sounds right. And I mean, this is what he does.
Yeah, your shit sounds
So-
good. It sounds good.
And Jay Shout out to Jay. Jay masters my vocals. And Jay doesn't want any credit or anything. I'm like, yo, he's like, nah, man, I'm doing this for you. I want to make sure that you get to the next level. And that's just love. And that's my definition of friends. Like, I couldn't pay Jay. Like, we've had arguments over, yo, bro, let me do this for you. No, don't do that. So it's the people I have in my corner that I know are in my corner, they're in my corner. And what makes it difficult for artists like myself is that what's in it for me? Man, you'd be surprised the celebrities that have hit me up and said they like my stuff, but they won't share it unless it's a price attached to it. Mm-hmm. It's almost like they live in fear to a certain degree, and they want to benefit. They have a platform. In order for me to put your music out, I like it on the low, but you're going to have to pay me for me to let people know I like it because it's my brand. I understand it to a certain degree, but those same artists, if they put out a song that you like, they want you to share as much as possible.
Right.
But they won't do the same for you.
Right.
So.
Yeah, no, that's facts. That's big facts. That's just like the whole reason. I probably said this like 5 different times, but the reason I created this platform, like when I was out in like 2016, 2017, like doing my model and shit. When I got some good milestones, so when I came back, I was reaching out to people like, yo, y'all should be talking about this. Like, I'm from the city, like, you should be talking about this. And niggas was coming to me like, yo, you okay? We got this package, you know, this whatever package. Like, all right, yeah, get your money, but if Jay-Z came down here, y'all wouldn't be charging this nigga nothing to come on your shit. You wouldn't.
Not at all.
You wouldn't. And I'm a nigga that's from here. Like, you should be talking about this.
Right.
So I was like, man, I'm going to make my own shit. Fuck it. I'm going to make my own shit, and I'm going to talk about people from here, and I'm not going to charge them. Because that's what you're supposed to do. Right.
See, one of the issues that I want to see Richmond change the mentality of, there's plenty of talent down here in so many different areas. There's talent in music. There's talent in what you're doing, podcasting, modeling, and all that. But Richmond has, and it's not all the people from Richmond, but it's kind of like, well, let's wait until they're accepted other places. I go to New York, I get love. I go to North Carolina, I get love. I get love in Richmond too. But it's not the same as the LA type love. And it's like, it seems that Richmond is waiting for other people to accept you. Like if you get hot in LA, then
yeah, they love that.
Teimon's from Richmond, that's my guy.
Yeah.
You know, so that's the thing I've seen, and certain Richmond artists who have, that you know them, like you can call them on the phone, you hung with them. It's like they promote everybody. I look at people pages that consider themselves to be, they share everything. They share the most ignorant, dumb
memes.
Stuff.
Memes.
But they won't share your podcast. They won't share my video. And then if you ask them, they'll say, yeah, they'll do it. But they act like you hurting them. It's like, dude, you just shared an old lady falling down the steps. Why can't you share New Richmond? This is dope. This is lit. You get something from this podcast. Why won't they share it? Because you're from Richmond? But yet, they'll share the Breakfast Club in a heartbeat.
Facts.
And can't get in touch with nobody from the Breakfast Club.
Facts.
But they'll share it. But they won't share your podcast, so you can be the next Breakfast Club or bigger in Richmond. They won't share certain artists. And like I can't think of an artist from Richmond right off the bat, but let's just say Big No. I met Big No. Shout out to B Sounds, man. B Sounds and the Dinner Plate. I met Big No.
That's the name of that show, right? The Dinner Plate.
Man, they're awesome, man. The Dinner Plate is awesome. That's a platform they're giving.
That's
Richmond.
On 101.1.
Oh shoot, you're gonna have to make
101.1 fam.
Yeah,
that's B fam. I think that's his shit. Like every time I see, like it's him and like a group of people,
right?
Group of different people doing it.
they're providing a platform for Richmond-based artists, and they go above and beyond and make sure that we have that platform, like yourself.
Yeah, he always show love.
B Sounds is always, and he stopped taking his medicine too. B Sounds is hilarious.
ADHD bandit.
Yeah, and just a good brother. The whole crew over there, they just good people. The sister and all that, just good people.
Yeah,
and
for a good little bit when he was doing, well, he probably still doing it, but I just haven't been anymore. Like he would be DJing at like Applebee's or something up the street. I would go there just to get a couple drinks, show some love. I did 1 or 2 of his fashion shows that he did. He was just always a cool nigga to be around. Like,
always,
just
and
show
he
love.
speaks.
He speaks.
He speaks.
He ain't gonna fake on you. He ain't gonna be like, it's like, oh, what's up? You know what I'm saying? Real shit, like real. Just keep it 100.
I can walk in a building and be sound. I can have a hoodie on and be sounds. A shout out to one and point and all that. And it's just like that's just B Sounds. He's never changed up and all that. So shout out to B Sounds. And but we need more people like that in Richmond. The talent is here, man.
Yeah, it is for sure.
It's here, and like we got people like BK Fulton from Richmond. BK has everything. As a matter of fact, he has a movie out right now with Leon and Bruce Willis, A Day to Die. You have Steve Branch, you have Jose, you have Heather Waters, the head of the Richmond International Film Festival. You have some giants here, but how are they treated as well?
I'm gonna go ahead and ask you because you kind of on a path. Was a question that I always ask, and I'm gonna ask you. Then I'm gonna run to the bathroom, but it's gonna let you talk. What's is there anybody in Richmond right now that you think needs some type of recognition? Where they do music, they they own a business, they do triathlons. It don't really matter. Like anybody else you think needs some recognition?
Who needs recognition? Man, Pilgrim Dash Records. It's an independent record label that promotes positive music, and the CEO of Pilgrim Records is Rick Pilgrim. He is a mentor to so many people. He's done a lot of construction in the Richmond area, the Black History Museum. And the Black History Museum needs some recognition too. That place should be packed every day. And it's not for some reason. But back to Pilgrim Records. It's a independent record label from Richmond that's doing all it can to get artists to the next level. And so I think that a lot of people don't necessarily know about how to support Pilgrim Records. So for those who don't know how to support Pilgrim Dash Records, it's simple. You go to the website, you check out some artists. If you like the artist, Richie Rowe, who's ridiculous, Trey 3, he's good. Just to name 2, I'm on there. If you like the artist, you share. It's just that simple.
Yeah, shout out to Rick.
Yeah.
Real down to earth, solid dude, man.
Pilgrim Dash Records and
100% solid.
Solid cat. And who else needs recognition? I'm not gonna give Major Look Productions any recognition until Major shares my videos. This is my guy. He got everybody's stuff on his page. Yeah, I'm calling you out, Major. He got everybody's stuff on his page but mine. And we have a video that's potentially going to be a #1 song, where it's going to be a #1 song. And I want to see it on Major's page. Shout out to Major. Major just bought a new toy, and he just riding all around the city.
Oh, word? What he got?
Man. He just copped the 745. He just copped the big boy.
He's sliding.
Yeah, he's sliding hard. I see. And Major is that typical New Yorker. Like, when we work together, Major's always trying to make me cool. Because he's cool. I'm high. I'm cool. I'm running around. I'm hitting him with the Denzel. I run this. You going to do this way. And Major's like, all right, whatever. Well, we're going to shoot this scene this way. I'm like, yo, we shooting it this way. And he's like, relax. But, yeah, shout out to Major. But I'm not giving him no recognition.
Shout out to Major. You
I ain't giving him no recognition.
No, yeah, he did a good job on your. The one that I know of for sure is the Chivalry Ain't Dead one. Like I was there in it, and you know, it's different to like be there, and then when you see the final product, it looks good. He's good at what he does.
Man, he's very good at what he does, and the funny thing about it is, if my next project with Major, shout out to Brianna Bozeman. My next project is a song called "Relate to Me," produced by my brother Roger and Carol Ellis III, EJ. Shout out to the band Belief. That Will Be Done, Wes. My bandmates are my friends. We don't hang out all the time, but those are my guys. And I prefer, as a hip hop artist, to always perform with a band because you can just do so much with live music. But my next project with Major will be "Relate to Me," and we're gonna do a behind the scenes video of Major and I and the workings. I want to show people all the work that goes in. One of the reasons why I want to do it is because one of the girls in my video, she came for me, and she wasn't very positive. This happened the other day. She decided to tell me how I should consult with people about my ideas. And I looked at her intentions, but first of all, I didn't ask her for her opinion. But she just went in, and it was a lot of negative energy. And I took it because I understand to a certain degree that some of us project our pain on others. And when people say things like, I shared it with these people and they thought this way and they thought that way, that's fine. Everybody has an opinion. But if they're not cutting a check, that's all it is. It's an opinion. And so why should I be so concerned about a few people in your circle? And I started sending her people who wanted to work with me off for my next project. But I want to do a whole behind the scenes thing because people really don't understand how much work. I don't just shoot videos. They are productions. And my videos are designed to elevate not just me, but everybody that's in my video. If it's a tool for you to market yourself as well. Hey, I was in this project, and I want people to do that. I want people to get opportunities from my production. So that's what I'm going to do next with Major. But I'm not giving Major any shout-outs.
Yo, you stupid. All right, so I want to go back to the project because I think that'll be a major milestone for you if you put something out. So you're working on it. Is something coming this year?
Yes.
A full-length project this year?
Full-length project.
How many tracks you thinking?
10.
10 tracks?
10 to 12.
Okay.
10 to 12.
12 is like that Goldilocks zone for me. Just me as somebody who's listening to music. When I see 12 tracks, I'm interested.
But see, one of the things, who sets the standard for what you have to do as an artist? One of the things I want to do.
You do.
Exactly. And one of the things I want to do with my projects, all of my songs have to make sense from start to finish.
Right.
I'm not just making music because the pressure is, yo, you need to put a project together. That is not at all why I make music. I make my songs to provoke thought and to put people in a situation where they're thinking about what's going on in life. Keep your head up. That is about the condition of sisters. It's hard for sisters to walk across the street because if they have a shape or something, they may be disrespected. So keep your head up. It's coming from that perspective. It's coming from a brother who just got out of penitentiary because he made a mistake. And instead of being embraced by his uncle is telling him what he's not going to do. Now, he just been locked up and dealing with people telling him what he can't do. Now he's home and free, and he's going through the same situation. That happens every day. And I wanted to shine some light on that. So all of my projects are going to be ran together, and it's almost going to be like you can put all of them together and it makes sense.
That's great. Yeah, that's great.
So,
yeah, especially if you can organize it in a project that way that it's like, damn, this shit is like, all of these are individual stories, but it's a story compiled, all together.
I'm heading towards getting into film as well, writing my own scripts for film, because most of my videos are 6 minutes long, and it's for you to buy the song. The video is just the visual.
Right.
But buy the song on Spotify. Find me on Spotify, The One, and ONE is always capitalized. And that's what I'm doing with my music as far as creating my album. I'm working on a song called Our Sons, and it's just shining light on how sometimes single mothers, they put their children in uncomfortable positions because they have something against the father. And I don't like seeing sisters use children as toys. If you don't treat me right, you can't see your son. Mm-hmm. I'm going to deprive you the opportunity of being a father. I don't go through that. But I've seen people that's extremely close to me do that. Mm-hmm. And one person in particular who's close to me, I probably go to his barbershop today, I ain't gonna say his name, but at first I was like, nah, you need to step your game up. But some fathers are put in a situation where it's like, do I put my freedom in jeopardy and deal with this mother who is making everything extremely difficult for me to be a father because I don't meet her expectations? And so the child is trapped in the middle of all of that. So I'm writing a song about that. Now, I'm not saying that I'm not giving fathers any passes. If you have a child, you should raise that child. But how, as a father, can you raise a child when you have the mother always in the way because you don't get along with the mother? Mm-hmm. Has nothing to do with your skills to parent. But
that's like Kim and Kanye right now. You been seeing that?
Yes.
Sad. It's tragic.
Kim and Kanye. I'm not even gonna speak.
I ain't say that to go deep into that, but that relates. That's exactly what you're talking about. I couldn't imagine being in no shit like that.
Yeah, I'm glad I don't have to go through that, but it's very challenging for some fathers to be fathers. Now, to the sisters out there, they're saying, "What about me? What about me?" This ain't for you. Mm-hmm. I'm just talking about from a father's eyes. Mm-hmm. A father who wants to be in a child's life but doesn't want to have too much to do with the mother at all. They just want to parent. And it's not all sisters. I'm talking about the sisters who come in between that. And let's just say mental health in our community is a serious situation that we need to address, especially the science of raising children, especially that science. Because no child has asked to be here. Mm-hmm. And I've seen mothers say, you know what, that's your daddy in you. That's why I can't stand you. I've heard mothers say horrible things like, I should have aborted you because you remind me of your father. Now, as a child, and you hear that, it's a lot of mothers turning their children against the father and producing this spirit of anger towards the entire world because of what they're receiving from some mothers. And it's not all mothers, it's just some mothers. Mm-hmm. And there are some fathers out here that just ain't crap, hands down, and they should be dealt with. Mm. So that's one of the songs that I'm working on as well, called What Are We Doing to Our Sons? Well, it's called Our Sons.
Right. Okay. How long do you think you'll be making music for?
Until one says, you know what, I need to stop making music. I am the boss of me. And it's interesting that you would say so, because I've had when I first started, I've had people give me a time frame.
Really?
Yeah. Man, you know, rap is a teenage sport, man, you know. You after, you know, you turn 30, you should give it up. I've had people say that to me. And I'm like, okay. And I take in consideration where they're coming from. But there's a such thing as overstepping your boundaries that people don't know. There's a such thing as you need to mind your own damn business.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not in your pocket, so why are you trying to tell me when I should do certain things?
Right.
And it's always, man, you get the best, you get the most advice from people who you can look at and pick apart if you choose to. You follow what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I had somebody tell me I should look at another career because they don't like my music. And I'm like, man, you owe me $400 trying to tell me you need another career. You need to give me my money. And it's like he was so serious about it.
Right.
And they're like, what about the money you owe me? Oh, you still own that? Yeah, I'm on it. You ain't give it back to me yet. Who put a time frame on that? You capped that off.
Right.
It's been a year and a half, so you feel like you don't have to give me my money back. I should call his name out. I ain't gonna do that. But you know, it's funny. Like when I decide that I'm gonna hang it up, I'll hang it up. Mm-hmm. But I love making music, and if you look at most real artists, they don't make music just because they make
right.
music because that's what they like to do.
Yeah.
And I love making music. I love sitting down at the computer, drawing out my my storylines for my project. I love the whole process. Now, the hardest part about putting together a production is, well, I have Anika and I have Tandalin and Nia. I have some Lioness. Sometimes you invite people in your circle that's just there to see how they can benefit. And if things don't go the way that they feel they should, then they try to tarnish your name or whatever the case may be. But when you have them female lions looking at them girls, man, and, you know, Tandalin is 6 feet tall, and she's my cousin, too. That's hilarious. And Nia and Anika, they handle that. And putting out a production, sometimes you pull in some of the wrong people. And you have to, you run into little stumbling blocks.
Yeah, yeah.
But I love the whole process of writing it out, and I love how Anika, I say, hey, I need this person, I need that person, and we get together and she'll pull them in, and next thing you know, we have a whole casting team and sitting down and going over the script and everything, and I love that whole process, man.
Yeah, and like probably creating music is, or at least rap is, it's funny that you say that. That's one of the art forms that people really do try to put a time frame on. Like, don't nobody tell nobody how long they can paint.
Right.
Don't nobody tell people how long they can, you know, do shit like that.
But we do that in hip hop.
Right.
Nobody in Dolly Parton's peers is telling her or Garth Brooks or Madonna that they need to hang it up.
Right.
We do that to ourselves, and that's because we are some of the most creative people on the planet, especially when it comes to creating a meme. We're the meanest towards each other sometimes in some of these memes and all that, like the whole Michael Jordan crying meme. You know, nobody cared about Jordan, maybe because he has a whole bunch of money, but that was mean. It was very mean-spirited, but we laugh at stuff like that.
Right.
You know, we nowadays, if somebody gets into a fight, you have more people pulling out their phone than trying to break up the fight. You follow what I'm saying? Like, what are we really doing out here in hip-hop? And who's saying, you know what, we need to blow the whistle on that. This needs to change. It has to.
So I'm trying to figure my point. You saying like the way people look at the art form of hip hop has to change, or what specifically?
Well, how we do business in hip hop has to change. How we treat each other as a people most definitely has to change. And hip hop is a major influencer all throughout the world. Some of the most popular people on the planet are hip hop artists. They're bigger than politicians and everything. It used to be, if you were a mayor, you were one of the most popular people in the city. No, that's not the case anymore. Mayors have to humble themselves and go to rappers. Hey, man, I need you on this campaign, man. That's what mayors are doing. And look at every major city. The mayor is trying to align themselves with hip-hop artists. President Obama aligned himself with a lot of celebrities. Jay-Z, Beyonce. Trump tried. It just didn't work out. And so that's the power of hip-hop. And us as hip-hop artists, we have to change how we do things. And like I was saying, as far as like that when should you stop or continue rapping and so forth, other genres of music, other cultures, they don't do that to their artists.
That's true, yeah. From what I see.
I've never heard any person call Garth Brooks old school country music. That's never happened.
Like it's old school rap?
Right.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? Hip hop is just hip hop. KRS-One, I don't know how old KRS-One is, but I had the pleasure of
that's
meeting
old school,
him.
bro. That's not, I'm fucking.
KRS-One is a lyricist.
Right.
He is a lyricist, and it's not smart to get in the ring with KRS-One and go bar for bar. It's not smart to get in the ring and go bar for bar with LL Cool J. They are hip hop artists.
You think even now, because people like each generation always develops and like learn new stuff. Do you think they will be able to even like be in some of the lingo, or like, do you think that they will be able to compete with a lyricist from this generation?
I'll take one from Richmond. I would say Mad Skills. As far as freestyling,
he's old too though. Like I'm talking about like modern.
But I'm saying from what I've seen,
right,
of Mad Skills, like when he does the wrap up every year, that's genius.
Yeah.
And other people are mimicking that.
Right.
But that's the genius in him. You the bars are there.
Right.
So, and I'm not trying to say, when you see Mad Skills jump in front of him and try to, I'm not saying that at all, but he does hip hop. To me, he doesn't do old school hip hop. To me, KRS-One doesn't do old school hip hop. KRS-One new album. Kid Capri new album. I didn't even know Kid Capri could flow. Kid Capri album is fire. And he's known arguably to be one of the best and biggest DJs on the planet.
Mm-hmm.
You follow what I'm saying? But he got bars.
Mm-hmm.
And so it doesn't matter how old he is. What matters is, how does the music sound?
Right.
And nowadays, most rappers are not popular for their bars or their music. They make more headlines getting into unnecessary trouble. Not all, but too many.
I get it, yeah.
So it's kind of gotten away. Hip hop has gotten away. Music, period, has gotten away from actual talent. It's who can you market? Because it's some singers out here that don't have the same ability as a Whitney Houston or a Jennifer Hudson or Jill Scott or Erykah Badu, but they're getting it. And it has nothing to do with their talent. It has everything to do with their marketing team, and somebody chose them and said, you know what, we're going to make this person a star. They ain't choosing them because of talent. When the last time that you heard an artist that you could say, man, that person really, really can sing? It's been a while for me.
Yeah, it's been a while for me too. I don't know.
I like her,
I
the
don't
girl
know.
Her, and I'm just naming. She's really talented.
Mm-hmm.
She can sing. She can play guitar. K. Michelle, she's talented. It's a couple of them out there that I can name, but the majority, it's plenty of people that you can go on Instagram and click on, and you're like, yo, this person really can sing. This person is really talented, but this person only has 1,000 followers, and they can have a whole body of work. Why aren't they being chosen if it's all about good music? You follow what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I'm saying.
Okay. All right. We about an hour and 10 in. Usually the last thing we always do is a freestyle topic, just a random topic about anything. It's not rapping. It's just a random. We having conversation about anything random. So, and I normally let the guests get the opportunity to bring something up. So would you like to come up with a random topic for us to talk some shit about?
I'll let you pick the topic.
You gonna let me pick?
Yeah.
All right. If you could be any animal, what would it be? Land or sea?
It would be a lion.
I knew you was gonna say that.
It would be a lion.
Why lion?
Because the lion exudes confidence. His mane, the lion, I'm talking about a Mustafa lion, not the ones you see in the zoo, but a lion who has come into his own. There's a certain level of confidence that lion
What's
has.
a Mustafa lion?
A Mustafa, and in the Lion King?
Lion King?
Yeah,
Oh, Mufasa, nigga?
Mufasa.
I'm like, yo, is that a breed of lion?
Mufasa, yeah. A Mufasa type lion. I mean,
Okay.
lions, when they roar, every other animal in the jungle has to be aware of where the lion is at all times.
Mm-hmm.
And I heard it somewhere that the lion is not the biggest, the strongest, or the fastest, but it's the way he presents himself.
Mm-hmm.
You have to know what a lion is. I am a lion.
Mm.
And these hyena style monkeys in the tree type people, I'm hard for them to deal with because I'm unafraid to be me. And sometimes when you have a certain level of confidence, people want to break you down. Oh, he's arrogant and
That's
all
a
that.
fact. Yep.
They want to break you down because of their insecurities. But a lion is not concerned about where the monkey is unless he's hungry. A lion is not concerned about where any other animal is. When the lion is ready to eat, the lion gets up and he moves around and everybody has to pay him some attention. And that's why I would choose the lion. Because I'm moving around and everybody's going to have to pay me some attention.
Okay.
Because my roar is going to be the loudest roar in the industry.
All right.
What animal would you be?
I was trying to fuck with you for a little bit, but I would be probably a killer whale, right? Because most people would say something that's on land, and we live on land. I don't know everything about land, but I mean, I've experienced it, but I don't know much about the ocean. So I would like to see what it would be like to be an animal in the ocean. And killer whales, they ain't really got no predators. They kill sharks, they kill seals, they kill anything. So I would like to know, and they're pretty intelligent. Like they're known to be one of the most intelligent animals in the ocean. So I would like to see what it would be like to be like in the ocean as one of the the top apex predators in there. You know much about them?
A little bit.
You're an Animal Planet type nigga?
Yeah,
I was on Animal Planet a lot as a kid.
They're very intelligent. They hunt in packs. They know how to work as a team and take down whales. Mm-hmm. So they communicate. So they're pretty intelligent.
Yeah.
Yep.
Would you, if you had to choose something from the ocean, what would it be?
Man, let's see. I would be a swordfish.
Why was I thinking you was gonna say like a barracuda or some shit like that?
I would be a swordfish and I'd stab anybody who tried to. You'd be a killer whale. I'll run at you and.
Yo, I wonder if that, do they really stab animals with that shit? I'm just curious. I don't know.
I know I would.
Right.
They got a sword in the
A
water.
fucking sword. That's crazy. I'm gonna have to Google that shit again. I forgot what they look like, but it's got that long ass.
They have a long sword, and yeah, it's just crazy. Like, I've seen people like hook them, and they get in the boat and start flapping around. I saw one dude, his leg damn near was sliced off.
You ever seen the one where it's like they got the sword, but it got like the saw blades on it? It looked like a.
Yeah.
You seen that shit?
Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about.
Right.
I would be that. I doubt it very seriously if a shark was chasing that and it turned around, or a whale, and
even if they ate it, like if it went in their
came at
mouth,
them full
that
speed, it's not gonna go good. It's not gonna be good for the animal.
Damn,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
My second choice would be an eagle on land.
An eagle, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, see, because you can fly and shit.
Yeah. And their vision and
Yo, eagles are big as fuck. We said that earlier. Eagles are fucking big, bro. I was at the
Right.
zoo last year. I forgot when it was, but I don't know what type of eagle it was, but this shit was big. Like, I'm talking about his wings was like maybe 1.5 of me.
right.
And like their body is like a fucking dog. Like, they not little. Like, you think a
Not
bird is
at all.
just like some little shit. No, they big, bro. That shit probably weighs as much as I do.
Yeah. And I mean, I've seen eagles snatch goats off of mountains.
Yeah, like, yes.
Yeah. So that would be my second choice.
Fucking eagle. That's nuts. I don't know if I got a second one. I have to think about it. But yo, is there anything else you wanna say before we wrap?
I'm good. I thank you for the opportunity to.
Absolutely, man. We did a
Yeah.
good hour 16.
Yes.
Almost.
My second time here. We got to do it again.
But I'm telling you, bro, if I can get that other one to finish edited, I'm gonna edit it and put it out, because that shit was funny. Like, that
Okay.
was a good conversation. I really liked it. It was me and KEON here. So if I can get that one to load up on into Final Cut,
Mhm.
I'm gonna edit it and I'm gonna put it out. It's probably only like 10 minutes left to do on it anyway.
We can figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, go ahead and drop your socials, bro.
My social, you can find me on IG at One Ali Jabbar. That's OneAlijabbar. But the best way to connect with me is to go to Pilgrim-Records. That's PILGRIM-Records. And
Is that the website?
yeah, Pilgrim
Okay.
Records. Pilgrim-Records.com. Yep.
Okay. All right. That's what's up. So y'all go ahead. Y'all already know how we doing. Follow us on Instagram, New Richmond Podcast, YouTube, New Richmond Podcast, New Richmond Show on Twitter. Follow my personal Instagram, TEIMONPHILLIPS. Follow my personal Twitter, __CALLMEETEE. We ain't gonna cuss KEON out today. I normally make everybody call him a bitch, but I'm gonna stop doing that. I'm gonna stop doing that because, man, he got a family and shit. They don't want to watch this shit and see him getting called a bitch.
That's true.
Well, so, anyways, all right. Thank y'all for tuning in. New Richmond Podcast. We out. Peace.
Peace.